I'm back, Euphoria Barbershop. Sheeta the Barber. Al Hennies, you got beat out today. Gifted Hands, I am Mike Powell. Joey B. Kamaya 37, Dre Star 25, and 8 others. My Barber Cherise, PhD of Hair, Best Barber 717, Toes Barber, and 25 others joined. Oh man. The No Barber Bear was happening. Toes, Fresh 5, I am Ryan David, Miguel Estilo, Dr. Faden Style, Will the Barber Stylist, good morning. Coleman 12, Kia, Sands, International Barbers, Mr. Artistic, Castle Worldwide, The Blueprint Barbers, Gaines the Barber. Good morning, good morning. Hey, I missed you guys too. Thank you so much for tuning in. Tariq Talk Tuesdays. It's going down today. Let me tell you something. I took 2 weeks off. It's been a great little break for me. The big thing I know you guys have been waiting for is the whole It's Marvin the Photoshop is going down today. You're going to get a double dose of Tariq Talk Tuesdays today because Marv is en route. He's on his way. So Tariq Talk Tuesday is also going to resume about the Photoshop topic at 12:30. So please, please, please don't miss out on that. We're going to continue with our regularly scheduled program, but trust me, it is coming. I'm excited about it. So thanks for tuning in. While I took this break, before the break, we talked a little bit about collaboration and how collaboration is better than competition. And when I talked about collaboration, it's actually joining with people, because when you're competing against one another, you actually may get a little bit of you may get a little faster, but healthy competition is good. Obviously, we're going to have this debate, which is really good, healthy competition. It's really, really good. But when we collaborate and we work together, we can actually do more. So I was talking to you guys about the back to school thing. And when we did the back to school thing, I actually joined with churches. So if you guys been paying attention to my live and to my stories, rather, inside the stories, you see that I just went to a church. We donated 300 bags from the church, and we gave away 50 bags with food and a bunch of other stuff with Primerica. So one was with the church, the other one was with Primerica Investment Company. And we were able to do that in a couple of hours by helping our community by giving. And we talked about collaboration because when you're giving and you're partaking in a service to serve the community, you can create an ROI by bringing people into your business. When they come into your business, if you give them free service for that very first time or whatever the case may be, because you're collaborating with the church or whatever, you'll also see that you can get a return because people will come back. If people come back, you make more money. You could do more later on down the road. Does this make sense? So it's best to collaborate with people because as you collaborate, you build. Not only that, I'm not just telling you what I think is a good idea. I actually have been doing it. And so if you've been paying attention, I'm doing it. I went to Bronner Brothers. We went to an increase your credit and increase your finances and fix your credit class. While doing the class, there was a lady who stood up and she said that we should tell Bronner Brothers they need to shut the show floor down and have people be in that class because that class was one of the most powerful classes that they've seen. Also, Spence the Barber mentioned, and if you have been following Spence the Barber, if you know who he is, he's an Asian kid. I don't know the actual origin where he's from, but of Asian descent. And he's been to just about every single show in the industry last year. If you go down his page, he's been to every single major show. And he said that by far was the best class that he has ever been to in the industry. Increase your finance and fix your credit. The reality is that it seats about 200 people, and there was less than half of the room filled with people in there. So it's a shame because those are the classes that people should be going to. Now, I bring that up because a lot of times you go to these shows or you go to events and you go to visit your favorite barber, you go to visit somebody that you like, you see your favorite influencer with a clipper company or whatever the case may be, and you go for that experience, but you already know how to do some of that stuff. I've seen a lot of women going to weave classes, sewing weave classes, glue, different types of stuff that they're already doing. And so a lot of that was I didn't understand why people were going to those classes and not going to the classes for the things that they need. And the people who were in that class were like, this was the most dynamic class I've been to in a long time, if ever. So go to those things. I also went to a Leaders Lead, and I helped participate with that. There were less than 15 people there. And that was a paid class. Generally in a paid class, you don't get as much people coming in. But there was less than 15 people there. And I asked the question, how many of you guys know the Mess Up Your Timeline Challenge? About 90% of people that were in the room were like, I know it. 10% said that I actually use it. And one guy said, I'm afraid to use it because I know that it works. I've seen the results. I've seen other people talk about how it works. But I'm afraid because I'm concerned that I can't do the types of services of the people I might bring into my shop. So with that being said, that's the class you need to go to. You need to go to the class to learn how to do the stuff that you can't do so you can get better and you can expand your business. That's most important. The other thing was I went to a global leadership conference. Phenomenal. World speakers, T.D. Jakes, Simon Sinek, just a host of people speaking. And the interesting thing about that is that I was invited by a good friend of mine, and Effects Apps. And so he's a good friend of mine. You guys see us, we work together. And the most important part about being invited by someone is that you have an accountability partner. You have somebody that you can connect with, because we're going to both go to this event. We're both going to look at the information that we're going to be receiving. And as we receive this information, we're also going to process it differently. We're going to see something different. We're going to get different perspective. The most important part about that is that after we watch it, after we view it, after we write our notes, after we participate, we get back together and say, hey, what about this? What did you get from that? And we could share our different perspectives. And it makes sense because you have somebody you can connect with, somebody that can share with you. You both seen the same exact thing. So it's important, guys, if you can, find an accountability partner. And what you do is you see that little share button right there. There's a little arrow that looks like this. Hit that and share it. Share it with somebody that you can connect with, that you can have a conversation with later on and say, hey, I like what Tyreek said, or I did not like what Tyreek said, or maybe I didn't understand what Tyreek was saying. Maybe you can help me understand what Tyreek was saying. Or this is what I got from a Tyreek Talk Tuesday. What did you get from Tyreek Talk Tuesday today? That's going to help you to get a better perspective. So hit the little share button, share it with as many people as you can so we can get some perspective. Accountability is so important. I've also done that with Sean Anthony. There were times we would go to places, and when I would sit there, be like, yo, what did you get? And we would have an hour-long conversation, and we would go back and forth with perspective, because it's important to have somebody you can go with to share that experience with you so you can have a conversation about it. So if you can, hit the share button so that more people can see it, so that you can have somebody else you can connect with and have a conversation with. With that being said, it's so important. I'm excited to be here. While I was gone, for 18 months, I was pouring out. And I would get little nuggets of information. But in the last 2 weeks, I got poured into. So I was feeling dry for a little bit. Now I'm able to pour out. And I hope that you guys are ready to receive some of the stuff that's been poured into me so I could pour back into you. So thank you for your time. You guys could be doing anything else, but you guys are on here listening and observing. I got we got new students to start today. This class is packed. We're growing. We're expanding. Our business is expanding. So, without further ado, in the next few weeks, I'm going to take a few weeks to talk about this, is you can't buy experience. You cannot buy experience. You can hire someone with more experience. They can share their experience with you. They can give you tools to help you get better. They can share things with you and give you some insight on what the expectation will be. But you can't buy that experience. You have to actually go through the experience in order to do it. If I'm a physical trainer, right, and you hire me to help you physical train, I can give you a meal plan. I can give you a workout plan. I can tell you what steps you got to do. I can tell you how many miles you got to run. I can tell you how many times you got to jump, or how many push-ups, sit-ups, whatever that may look like. I can tell you all this stuff, but you're not going to gain the muscle without doing the work. You have to put in the work and gain the experience for yourself. Does this make sense? Y'all follow me? So it's important to understand that you cannot buy experience. You can't hire a consultant to give you the experience that you need. You can start a business off of their time, and eventually, because you haven't gone through the experience, it's going to affect you. So we're going to talk about why you can't. You know, I talked to a couple of barbers, and as a matter of fact, just recently, I saw a post on social media, and the post simply said this. Now, guys, if you're paying attention, you don't have to be a barber. This applies to anybody. So I want to share this with you so that you can understand and get some perspective. But the sign I saw was Barbers. It said, now hiring barbers, comma, must have clientele. I've also seen looking for master stylists. Master meaning you got some experience. Must have a book. That means you got to have an existing clientele. Now, I got a problem with that. I have a problem with that for a couple of different reasons. Why you're hiring barbers or stylists with a book or a following, there's two different sides of this cube that we're going to talk about. But why that's a problem versus hiring someone who is willing to work and will fit your team. Two different stories there. I have a person who's got a solid book and got clients. I got somebody who's willing to learn, to be trained, and it wants to be a part of a team and grow as a unit together. Let's talk a little bit about that. When you hire someone who already has a book, generally they're individual. They have an individual mindset. I already got my clients. I just want to pay my chair rent. Basically, what they need is a place to cut hair, not a place to grow, not a place to build, not a place to build relationship. I just need a place to work. So you're talking about an individual that you want to bring in that could destroy the chemistry of your team. Now, as a shop owner, I'm a shop owner, so I do understand that when you hire somebody and they have a book, it's guaranteed rent money. So I understand why you want to hire somebody who already has an established book, because it makes it easier for them to pay the bill. And you as an owner, you're trying to pay the bill and feed the pockets. I get it. But if you're trying to build, that's the wrong way to go about it. Number two, did you consider the fact that this person, because they already have an existing clientele, because they're already established, what is it about this individual that they haven't opened their own business? Why is it if you're so successful and you have all the clients and you're booked and can't take nobody in, why is it that you can't own and operate your own business? There's so many opportunities. You could get a suite. You don't have to have a Taj Mahal. Or you can get a small little shop. You can get a back out. You can turn your garage into your own business. There's many ways. You can turn your living room into a business. If you got a loft, you can remove your living room and turn it into a shop. It's not hard. Why is it that this person that's already popping, that's already popular, that already has clientele, why is it that they have not opened up their business? So you want this person to come into your business with an established business that doesn't want to operate in the functions of your business. Y'all follow me? You want to hire somebody to come into your business with an existing business that doesn't want to assimilate or form themselves to the confines of your particular business. You got rules, you got standards, and this person is an individual. They're not a team player. You have to think about that. Because if I'm willing to lead, why don't I just open my own? Maybe I don't know how. Maybe I didn't listen to enough Tyreek Talk Tuesdays to figure out how to get started. I don't know. Hey, I said it. I said it. You heard it. All I'm saying is, why is it that I'm not established enough to open my own business? I really can. It doesn't take much. I started my first business with $300. You got to have a plan. You got to know how to execute that plan, so it's important. The next thing is, shop owner. If you're interested in hiring somebody who's already established, if you're interested in hiring somebody who's got a clientele, and the focus is, I just want somebody to foot the bill, if that's the priority, then the problem is this, is that you're looking for short-term money that it will have a long-term negative effect on your business. Let me explain what I'm saying. When you're hiring somebody and the priority is to hire them because they have a clientele, and I know that if they have a clientele, they're going to be happy because there's a place for them to work. They can make money. They're going to pay the chair rent. It's a short-term financial gain with a long-term negative effect. Because that individual eventually wants to open up their own, or whatever the case may be, or may jump your spot to go to the next spot, or to the next spot, or to the next spot. So this is why there's a negative effect. Because I'm trying to hire somebody who's established, I don't need to train them. Most people aren't trying to train somebody because you can't buy experience. You can't buy it. As a manager, as an owner, as an operator of a business, you have to take the time to help develop the core people at your business and build them up. When you hire somebody new, you got to dedicate more time to develop that individual. You have to put yourself in a position to train them, to teach them and to guide them, because they have to go through the experience. But when you're hiring somebody who's an individual, chances are, a high percentage of it, they're not going to be a team player. There are some rare occasions where they had a bad situation at the other place. Maybe they were working somewhere and it didn't fit their business model, or whatever the case may be, and you just happen to be hiring. So every now and again, I'm not saying that 100% of the time this is the case. What I am saying, in most cases, when you're hiring somebody that has an established clientele, generally they're an individual that is kind of stuck in their ways, which is why I love this at the school. This is a gold mine for anyone who is looking for talent. Premier Barber Institute has a number of people that are talented in this place. If you're a shop owner and you're not visiting the schools and going and tapping into people who have a desire to learn and be part of a team or a unit, you're doing yourself a disservice. I'm not saying to fly out here to Premier Barber Institute and move somebody out. If that's what you want to do, you can. What I am saying is there are areas in your area that you can go to and go to the school and meet some of these students that are there that are willing to learn. If they have a learning spirit, chances are they're going to want to learn your ways and adapt to the way that you do business, and they're going to be more successful at what they do. Yes, there'll be some growing pains, but you can't buy experience. You have to experience it for yourself. You have to go through it yourself, and you have to guide them through that experience so they can experience it with you. And when tough gets, see, the thing is that when you're a boss and you hire somebody and you're telling somebody what to do, what you're really doing is delegating tasks. I'm telling you what you should do. I think you should do this. I need you to do this. Instead of delegating authority. That's a powerful statement. I need to know that while I'm here at Premier Barber Institute in Norristown, Pennsylvania, that my manager in Lancaster at Sharper Image Barbershop has the authority to make the right decision at the right time. And the only way that I'm confident that that happens is because I've taken the time to develop that person into the type of manager they need to be, so that when I'm not there, they know how to run the business. I remember a couple months back, state board inspectors came into the shop. They came in and said, who's in charge? Handsome female barber, Victoria. She was there. She had her manager's license on the wall. She didn't even hesitate. She said, I am. They came in. He goes, great. So right away, they were going through, checking the shop. Everything was good. He said, you need a strap. Well, we got 5 of them. It just so happened that one of them happened to be at the other shop. So what she said is she called somebody to, hey, I need you to bring the strap down to the shop. And they did in the time that the guy was doing his inspection, and they passed the inspection. Why? Because she had the ability to make the right decision at the right time, because she was trained to do it. She has the experience. She didn't fold and say, oh my God, let me call Tariq. I don't know what to do. The inspector's here. What do you think I should do? Should I da-da-da? No, she made the call. And why did she make the call? Because she was trained. This is a person who was in school that didn't know how to cut hair, learned how to cut hair in school. She got hired. She quit 2-3 times, but she bounced back. She came back. There's other people I had. Eddie Up, another one. He knew how to make the decision when it needed to be made. Jenny's not on social media. She knew how to make the decision when it needed to be made. It's all about training and preparing your team. That's why it's so important to hire people and train them and get them through that experience than to hire somebody who's already established. Because they're going to come in with a different mindset. I got my way of doing stuff. All I want to do is cut right here in this chair. I'll pay my chair rent. You ain't got to talk to me. If that's the type of people that you want, It is a short-term money with long-term negative effects, because they're going to leave. The money's going to run out, and you're not going to have the strength in your business to do more, to grow, to expand, because you haven't developed people that want to be developed and lead them and guide them so they can gain the experience that when the time presents itself, they have the authority to make the right decision. Y'all following me? Cool, I appreciate it. So, message to the shop owner. Stop soliciting barbers who work at shops and have an existing clientele. That's not team building, that's barber tendering. You're hiring barbers to tend your business, but they haven't experienced it because it's not theirs. There's no ownership. They haven't owned the business. I'm just a bartender. I come here, I serve drinks. That's what I do. Oh, I got a lot of people that like me. I'm going to go to the next club. I'm going to go to the next club. I'm going to go to the next club. And they never own the business. They never own it. They don't feel like it's theirs. They don't own it. That's barber tendering. You're only hiring people to tend your business, and you think that's going to help. What that is, message to shop owners, is you're trying to secure the bag. I just need this little bit of money to pay my chair rent. I don't care if you go ahead and cut your client. You know, what if they allow profane? What if they come in smelling like weed on a regular basis? You don't know. I don't care if it's legal in your state. That's not good professional practice, period. What I'm saying is, if you come in and it smells like weed and you're like, well, I pay my chair rent, then the argument is, I told you I pay my chair rent, you ain't got to talk to me. You know, and now you have to deal with that issue. And it affects the rest of your guys in the business. That's securing the bag. And I shared some of the reasons why this doesn't work long term. Because you haven't built somebody up to run, operate, manage, maintain your business when you step away. Because all you've been doing is delegating tasks and taking money from them instead of teaching them, guiding them, giving them experience, and delegating authority. You're in charge. You are in charge. When I'm gone, you're the person who's going to take care of the business. You haven't given them that power. And so your business is very, very weak because all you have is a bunch of players and you don't have a team. You follow me? You got a bunch of players, you don't have a team in that business. So, new barber. If you're considering going to a barber shop that puts up a post, or a stylist that puts up a post, or a nail tech that puts up a post that says, now hiring, need a book, must have clientele. If you are, let me give you some red flags here. If you're going to look at a business because it has amazing chairs and it's got the best lighting in town and it's got the nice neon sign, right? And it got disco ball lights. Y'all follow me? I'm just saying bells and whistles. If you're considering going to one of those businesses and the comment is looking to hire a new barber must have clientele, it's a really good, strong indication that that business doesn't have clientele. Simple. I need a barber to cut in this empty chair that I got. We got the new $10,000 chair. You know what I mean? Frankie Designs with the chrome and all this. We got all this stuff. We don't have no clients though. So if you ain't got no clients, you're probably not going to grow here. That's basically what they're saying. If you don't have an existing clientele, it's going to be very difficult for you to make the money that you want to make so you can maintain and establish yourself as somebody who cuts at that shop that's a successful barber or a stylist or whomever. What did he say in the movie? Come on, Ray. That's gas money. You got to think. It doesn't make sense. I want to work for you because you got the best looking shop in town, but you have no clientele. And if I got to come with clientele, that means I'm not going to grow. So are you willing to put in the work to build yourself up? You got to build yourself up. How do you do that? You have to go through experience. You can't buy experience. Shop owner, because someone has clientele, doesn't mean they have experience. You cannot buy experience. What you do is you hire somebody who wants to learn and build them up so they have the experience needed to run your business. So new barber, it's an indication that that business doesn't have clientele. Number two, it's an indication that they may not be willing to help you grow. Because the only concern for me as a shop owner at this point, if that's my story, is I need to hire you to pay chair rent. I'm not trying to develop you. I'm not trying to guide you. I'm not trying to teach you how to take over the business. I'm not trying to teach you how to buy this business from me and be successful years down the road, or a couple, whatever the case may be. I'm not trying to take the time and develop and teach and guide you. That's an indication. If you're a student barber, you want to be in a place that you can grow. Simple. I want to be somewhere where I know I'm going to be able to establish myself, and that for at least a year or 2 or 3, I can grow and build and eventually open my own, or whatever that business model is. Some people don't want to open their own shop, and that's fine. I got a barber, 15 years, almost 16 years she's been with me. She's not on social media. She's the most successful barber at the shop. She's booked Monday through Saturday. She's off on Tuesdays. Not on social media. She's booked nonstop. But if you ask her what she did, I swear, you can call the barbershop. 717-390-8682. 717-390-8797. That's the other shop. You call her up, ask for Jenny, and ask her what she did. I promise you she'll say, I just listened to what Tyreek said. That's all I did. That's a fact. She says it in the staff meeting. She says it to new people that come in. You want to be successful, you got to listen to what he's saying. I'm telling you right now, you can call her and ask her. I'm not only telling you this, I'm doing it. If you've been looking at my stories, you've seen I went to the church, I gave away, we participated, we collaborated. It's not something I go to classes, I'm learning. I'm telling you to go to classes and learn new stuff. It's important. So if you're a new barber, you want to be in a place that you're going to grow. And also, it's an indication that shop's just trying to secure rent money from you. Think about this. You come out of school, you have no clientele. They tell you the rent is $150, $200, $225. You got to do the simple math, whatever the price point is. If it's one haircut a day, great, I might be able to do that. And then what if you only make your chair rent? In 3 weeks, you're going to be miserable. I'm here cutting. I went to school for 10 months. I can't believe this. This sucks. I'm only making enough money to cover my chair rent. I saw a post somebody posted yesterday that said, in and out, now hiring $16 an hour. If you're on percentage at 50% and the haircuts are $30 and you're getting 50% of that, $15, that's less than what they're making at in and out. Something's got to change. We got to think about this. It's different. Business is different. The dollar ain't what it was 20 years ago. We have to think about how we're running our businesses. So if you're a new barber, they're only trying to secure the bag so they can pay bills and put money in their pocket. The owner probably isn't interested in you as an individual. It's another thing that you need to think about. He's only concerned with making chair rent. He don't care about me as a person. And don't you want to be somewhere where you feel important? Where you feel that you're a priority? Where people recognize you? That when you're dealing with stuff at home, that they can say, hey, don't worry about it, man. It's a rough day, man. Maybe they can sit there and pray with you or help guide you through the process or just talk to you a little bit to encourage you. Don't you want to be a part of that? Or you want to be somewhere where all they care about is your rent money. Chances are that owner doesn't care about you. New barber. So, message to the new barber searching for a shop. You can't buy experience. The thing about working and going to looking at a shop is if I want to work at this barber shop or I want to work at the salon or whatever, I want to go and interview the shop and see if this is a place that's going to fit me. Does this make sense? Y'all follow me? I want to fit. Do I fit in this place? Maybe I don't fit in that place, but do I fit in this place? The thing about that is they also have options. And like a flower, you want to be picked. Flowers are picked. You don't choose yourself. Drake line. Just want to throw that in there. No, but listen, I said it. Flowers are picked. They're chosen. You don't pick yourself. You following me? You want to go to a place that somebody says, I interviewed 3 people, but you are exactly what I want in my business. And it doesn't matter whether you have clientele or not. You're what I want in my business. You exemplify the type of staff member, the type of barber that I want in my establishment. Because I got plans for my business in the next 4 years, and I want you to be a part of those plans. Y'all following me? It's totally different than hiring somebody and saying, you busy? You booked all the time? All right, chair rent's $200. And then you have to now just pay and nobody cares about you. Message to the new barber. You want to be chosen. Flowers don't pick themselves. You want to be picked for that business. And if somebody's taking the time to talk to other people, interview other people, and pick you, then that means you're important to them. I want to feel important when I work somewhere. I want to feel, you guys are new students. You want to feel important that you chose this school, right? You want to feel like, man, they cared enough about me to be like, yeah, you fit our program. It's important. So here's the deal. When you're dealing with a barber, the developmental process in your career is so important. You need to be developed into the type of barber that you are personally trying to be, and does it fit the business that I'm going to? Simple. I want to develop you into being this. I know you're gonna like this one. Kobe Bryant. Why was Kobe Bryant compared to Jordan for such a long time? Because he watched Michael Jordan. He was essentially developed by Michael Jordan without Michael Jordan knowing it. Y'all follow me? He watched Michael Jordan's moves. He mirrored his moves, and that's what made him great. That's what made him great, is that when you saw his movements, when you saw how he operated as a player on the court, it was reminiscent of Michael Jordan. That's all. You saw Michael Jordan, which was hard for him to, you couldn't separate the two because you saw Michael Jordan. So Michael Jordan helped develop him from afar. He basically mentored him from afar. You have an opportunity to be mentored here or through social media to learn some stuff that's going to help develop you into the type of player you want to be in the game. You understand what I'm saying? You have an opportunity right now to tune in to this live feed, share it with other people, get developed so that way you can be the type of player that you need to be great in the game. Somebody with experience, somebody who is able to share some of that experience and prepare you for what you need to do and how to be so you can be great in your own regard and gain that experience. It's different to go into a situation and not know what to expect and then get fearful and run away. Where when someone can say, hey, listen, you're going to go down this alley. It's going to get real dark. And when you get down this alley, don't worry, just keep going. I promise you, when you get a little bit further, about 20 more paces, there's going to be a dumpster. There might be some cats in there yelling and arguing. But don't worry about it. Don't get scared. Don't be alarmed. Keep going. When you get there, there's going to be a red door on the right. You'll see a single light on that red door. Don't worry about it. This old guy around 9 o'clock going to come out and throw some trash out. He's scary looking. Don't worry about it, though. If you keep going, about 10 more paces, when you make that left, boom, you're going to arrive to your destination. Somebody's giving you a map on how to get to where you're trying to go, and they're telling you because they've experienced it. You have to go through the alley and gain that experience yourself. It's not going to be fun at times, but you have an opportunity to learn from someone with experience that's going to prepare you. You have to do it. I told you before, my ab roller, it doesn't work. My ab roller doesn't, I don't have a six pack I used to have. It don't work. And the reason it don't work is because I don't use it. It's proven to work. It's proven. You see them? You see it. You see people who actually do it, and you see the results. It's proven to work, but mine don't work. The one I got, the one I own. I went to Walmart and bought it. I think it cost $12.99. It doesn't work because I don't use it. So take these tools, gain that experience, utilize them to prepare you so you can get the results that you're trying to achieve. Y'all follow me? So when you have a shop owner that is only focused, is hiring somebody with an established book, that owner is only interested in obtaining and not sustaining. Y'all follow me? Obtaining something and not sustaining. And when that hit me, I said, oh, yeah, let me look this up in Webster. I think I know what it means. I believe I know what obtaining means. And if I asked 10 people in the room, what's obtaining, you would tell me to get something, right? To obtain something, to have something. You obtain it, right? Y'all would say that. And to sustain something, you'd be like, well, to keep it, maybe, right? To hold on to for a much longer time. Let me tell you what Webster says. Obtaining, to gain or attain, usually by a planned action or effort. That Instagram post, planned action, effort. I'm looking to acquire a barber or a stylist, must have a book, must have a following. You follow me? They're trying to obtain something. That's the action. Here's the sustaining definition. Sustaining, serving, or aiding in the support of an organization or thing. There's different. You want to be part of a business that is going to help to sustain your career. It's going to help to sustain your longevity in the industry, that's concerned about sustaining their business through serving you as the next person to take on the mantle or to run the business or to operate it. Y'all following me? So it's a short-term money gain with a long-term negative effect when you go to a place that's only concerned with your rent money and not concerned with you as an individual. I want to be somewhere where somebody's willing to serve my needs because I'm going to serve their needs. I want to be there and I want to be chosen. I want to be selected. I want to be picked as somebody that's important for them, and their business is going to help me grow and be the barber that I need to be the stylist I need to be the husband I need to be the father I need to be the whatever it is that I need to be. I want to position myself by having somebody who's willing to serve so they can sustain the business rather than somebody who's just trying to obtain and just get something from me to help their mission. Y'all follow me? So, you have to make the decision. As a new barber, new stylist, somebody graduating from school, nail tech, photographer, whatever business that you're in, you got to make the decision. Am I going to sink or am I going to swim? Real simple. Let me put that in perspective. It's easier to be drowned when you're trying to save someone drowning. It's easier to be drowned when you're trying to save someone from drowning than it is to save them when they're drowning. Y'all ready? You want me to say it one more again? I'm going to give it to you one more again. It's easier to be drowned when trying to save someone who is drowning than to save them while they're drowning. Now, to give you some perspective, it's either sink or swim. I remember as a kid going to the swimming pool. And in order to jump off the diving board and get in the deep end, you had to do a swim test. Anybody ever seen that? You had to do a swim test. And so in the 12-foot pool, on that side, there's a little rope that separates the little side from the pool, from the deep side where the diving board is. Now, it has to be deep so you don't jump in and hurt yourself, obviously, right? But you can't cross over those lines unless you did the swim test. And so what I had to do to get the swim test is I had to go back and forth. And if I made it, I was able to jump off the diving board and go to the swim. The difference between me and my cousin, who couldn't make the swim test, I wouldn't jump off the diving board, and he couldn't. The reality is that if my cousin started drowning, I'm not prepared. I'm not trained enough. I don't have the training to support helping him while he's drowning. But I love my cousin. I want to jump in and I want to help him because he's drowning. I don't want to be on the sideline and feel helpless. I don't want to be on the sideline, no! Get out! And can't do anything about it. I don't want to be that guy. I want to be the one that can jump in and I can save him and not drown myself while I'm trying to help somebody. Y'all follow me? The lifeguard is trained to do that. Why? Because the lifeguard has experience. They got the training. They got the experience. They can go in and they can do it. They've done it. It's proven. They took a test. They're able to do it. They have to continue to take tests. They have to continue to swim. They got to continue to go through experience. They have to do fake savings. They got to get challenged with different things. What do you do when because somebody drowning is panicking. They might hurt you and bring you down trying to save themselves. It's easier to be drowned when you're trying to save someone else. We got a lot of young pup lifeguards out here on Instagram. They're on social media. They're experienced barbers. They're trying to teach you the ins and outs of the business. They just graduated from school. They don't have a shop. They barely work somewhere. They're traveling, but whatever it is, they don't have the amount of experience as a seasoned lifeguard to save you when you're drowning. What is a guy graduating from school gonna tell me about how I need to run a business, and they live at their mom's house paying chair rent? I mean, they don't even pay rent there. They can't teach. They just take care of themselves, but they don't pay rent at the house. They don't know what it's like to pay the mortgage and electric and the cable and the phone. They don't know what it's like to go broke and look at the bank account and be like $3.47. What do we do next? They don't have that experience. You need to follow a lifeguard. Or if I want to swim, I want to jump in the pool with the lifeguard I know can save me if it gets tough. It's easier to be drowned by someone drowning when you're trying to save them than it is to save them from drowning. You need experience. You need to be an experienced swimmer in order. I could swim the swim test. I could jump off the diving board, and I'm proven to swim in the deep end. What I'm not proven to do as a lifeguard, I'm speaking lifeguard now. This is not metaphor. This is lifeguard. What I'm not proven to do is save you if you're drowning. I'm helpless. I'm helpless. I can't help you if you're drowning in the pool because I'm not a lifeguard. I didn't go through that test. Y'all follow me? But what I am proven is I'm a seasoned vet. I'm a multi-shop owner. I'm a school owner. I got years of experience, more than 26 years of experience in the industry. Cutting, coloring, styling, you name it, I can do it. I hate braids. Can't stand them. But I've done it. Seasoned, experienced lifeguard in the game. Do you want to drown or do you want to swim? Do you want to know that if it gets tough, that somebody's there to assist you and help you and give you the experience you need so you don't drown? Sink or swim. You got to make the decision where you want to go. The development of your future in this industry is dependent on you to select the right type of leader, the right business to go to so that you're successful, so that you can grow as a barber, a stylist, or whoever it is. Don't go to a shop because it looks good. Don't go to a shop because it's popular. Go somewhere that you fit in. Go somewhere that you can connect with people that's going to help the development of your career. You want to be picked. You want to be selected. You want to be chosen. But you also want to choose that place that you want to be. You don't have to pick the Taj Mahal. I'm telling you, it's important. It's essential for your career. So you don't need the most talented barber. You don't need the biggest influencer on social media. You don't need guys with huge IG following. I got like 40,000 followers. I don't have 100,000. I don't have 200,000. I don't have 1 million. And I got people all the time saying, why don't you have 100 million followers? Because I didn't buy 100 million followers. I didn't buy 100,000 followers. I got people who want my information. I got people who want this information. I got 152 people right now live, and all you guys in here that are listening to this information. That's what's important to me, is that the people who want this information, because I'm going to continue to give it out freely. I thank you guys for allowing me to share. When I said you don't need the biggest following, I just mentioned earlier Jenny. Jenny came out of barber school, and when she came to the shop, at the time, I'm talking about 2003, she was a white girl that came to the shop. Now, my shop was predominantly black and Spanish. We service everybody because where I live in Lancaster is very diverse. But we didn't have white barbers. White barbers went to white barbershops, black barbers went to black barbershops, Spanish barbers went to Spanish barbershops, and that's what it was. I was Puerto Rican and black, but I dressed like a professional at the shop, and so I kind of fit in with whomever. But I wanted the most diverse shop. And so when I saw her at barber school, she had perfect attendance, she was cutting, she was hungry, she was a cosmetologist. I didn't even look at her haircuts. Haircut wasn't even a priority. I just, my friend, the finest barbers, Deliver Excellence, he hit me up. He was like, yo, there's a girl named Jenny, white girl, I think she would fit your shop. I know you want somebody, I know you want a female. She's a female and she's white. Now at the time, I'm talking about in 2003, that was a big change. That was like, what? First off, put a girl in the barbershop? I was like, whoa. Then, when anybody who was Spanish or black came in the shop, like, who, the white girl? Okay? But I was willing to do that. I was willing to deal with it because I wanted to develop her. She's been with me 15 years. I asked her to buy the business. She said no, because she's very happy paying her chair rent and working hard. But I will tell you what, Jenny has my best heart at interest. It's important that the shop is run the way that I would like it. She tries her best to do so, and she hasn't wavered. She's disciplined. She does what she's got to do. She's established. She's booked. But when she first came, she wasn't. The first thing she said to me was this: I struggle with bald fades. I said, I don't care about your haircuts. Your haircuts don't matter to me. She said, well, I don't have no clientele. I said, I don't care about your client. I need help with the existing clientele that we have. She says, all right. First guy that came in, guess what he wanted? Bald fade. Guess what I said? Jenny got you. And she looked at me as if I didn't hear her the first time. She was like, she didn't say it, but she's like, didn't I tell you I can't? So she had to turn around and fix her face and get her clippers ready. Like, I can't believe he did that. And she turned beet red. Put her smock on, walked over. She goes, hi, my name's Jenny. I'm gonna be taking care of you. Took him to the chair and started cutting. I even told the guy, if she doesn't do a good enough job, I'll pay for the haircut. I was that confident in trying to develop her. And because I took the time to develop somebody, 16 years later, she's still there and doesn't want to go nowhere. I ain't saying she don't have bad days. I ain't saying we don't always agree. I ain't saying that it's always perfect and cherries and peachy clean. She probably hates dealing with some of the knuckleheads that come along the way. But she's been there for 16 years. Doesn't have an IG following. But you know what she loves? She loves the barbershop. She loves me. And she loves what we represent. And she tries her hardest to maintain that. But that only comes through development. I didn't hire her because she had a following. I didn't hire her because she had a book. I didn't hire her because she had clientele. I hired her out of school. And she had 3. No clientele. She was a female at the time. Sorry with the middle finger. And then the third one was, and I hate to say it, but at the time she was a white girl coming into a black and Spanish barbershop. You know what I'm saying? That's the truth. But guess what now? Guess what now? She's the most sought out barber in the area. She's booked. Now you can't get in her chair. Booked nonstop. Because of developmental. She got her experience, and I helped to develop that and build her up. She came in as a student out of cosmetology school and barbering. Now, every shop's got a female barber. We got 4 of them. And we got a Spanish one, a black one, a white one, a mixed one. We got a gay one. It's diverse. Diversity is key. Collaboration is key. You want a successful business? It's moving on to the next level. I can't give you all next week in the next 3-4 weeks. You have to be willing to have a diverse business. Diversity is key. You're not going to do it sticking to one set. You're only going to box yourself in. Thank you guys for allowing me to talk today. I appreciate you guys taking the time. The question to you is, what steps are you going to take now? I mentioned earlier that I went to this thing and there was less than 15 people there that said, I heard of the Mess Up Your Timeline Challenge. How many people you've done it? Only one said they were doing. One said, I'll tell you why. He said, because I'm afraid that I'm not going to be able to execute the type of haircuts that some people may want. You're just going to have to do it to gain the experience. When you gain that experience, you develop it over time and you overcome fear. Because listen, people say, fear is false evidence appearing real. Your freedom, right, and your power is on the other side of your fear. You're just going to have to do it. Go through it. Get the experience. Walk the yellow brick road. Get there. When you get there, then you figure out what steps you got to take, and you just keep going. If you're a barber, you know what it's supposed to look like. Try it. It might take you 2 hours, but you do it. Do it on your day off. Figure it out. Those are the classes you need to go to. Don't go to the classes you don't need. Go to the classes you do need. I think education is important. I think these shows still have some significance in our industry. But the mindset of the barber needs to change. The mindset of the stylist needs to change. I don't need to see my favorite person. I need to go. Listen, if I'm there and I'm your favorite person, come see me for 2 seconds and go to the class you need. It's simple. Don't go to the class you do not need. That's stupid. You spend a lot of marketing dollars and money to fly around. All right, so listen, more importantly, we're going to be going live again today at 12:30. 12:30 it's on. Me and Marv. I'm excited. Stay tuned. We're going live at 12:30. He's on his way. He's en route. I love you guys. I appreciate you. What steps are you going to take next? The truth is this. You have to continue to serve needs of others. Serve your needs by serving the needs of others. Promise you, I love you, I appreciate you, I respect you. Stay tuned every Tuesday, and if you like it, hit the share button. Share. Let people know it's going down. And anyone who didn't catch it, tell them they can also see it 24 hours in my to hit my profile. I love you guys. Any questions in the meantime, real quick? I still got about 5 minutes. Ding, 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 ding. Yes, sir, Cant. So any questions? I love you guys. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day. Thank you so much. About a double dose of Tyreek today. It's going down. Tyreek, thank you for sharing the content, brother. Keep doing what you're doing to better the people like us. I love you. Thank you. Respect as always. Thank you, Tyreek. You're welcome. Love you. Great teacher. Grooming for success. I appreciate you. Develop myself and help those around me. Bless up. We on the way. See you soon. All right. Oh, Jay Strive's coming. Ooh, he got a team of people with him. Thank you so much. Can't share. Yeah, you can hit the little button right there, the little arrows that allow you to share. Barber Lele, love you, cuz. Still got to call you on one of these days and have a chat, mate. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. Yes, please. Tyreek Talk Tuesdays, Barber hand, foot pain. How can I manage better techniques to use tension? Ooh, good question. Let me see. Please talk about a barber and hand foot pain. How can I manage to better techniques to use tension? DM me so we can talk about that. Send me the direct message for that one. When are you gonna do a Barber Wives edition? Yeah, right, for sure. Thank you for sharing some awesome wealth. You're welcome. So positive. No questions, guys. If there's no questions, I'm gonna move forward. But you DM me that one. Not defeated. This spoke to me this morning. I'm going through a lot of what you just talked about. Awesome. I'm so glad I was able to help. Great live. Thank you so much. Young barber with a lot of confidence is always looking. A young barber with a lot of confidence is always looked at as someone with a big ego and why. There's nothing wrong with confidence. There's a thin line between confidence, arrogance, and ego. So if you're that guy, what you don't want to do is burn your opportunities by having an ego. I remember when I was younger, they used to, a guy at the shop, the guy I worked for, Champ, he would tell me stuff, and instead of saying, okay, I would say, I know. And my 9-year-old, she does that right now. I talk to her and she goes, I know. And then she gets it honest. But you have to learn to shift their thought from I know to okay. Because when you have people that's trying to develop you and talk to you and speak to you, you have to be receptive. And an I know attitude is going to push people away because you're not willing to listen. They feel like they can't teach you nothing because I know everything. So, yes, thank you so much for that. DM me if you want to talk more about that. How much experience should a barber have before becoming an instructor? Some states have requirements, but you have to be teaching to do it. And you don't have to have a teacher's license. You can start with the person next to you. You can start with the people in your shop. You can start locally. You can go volunteer at the cosmetology and barber school and just kind of teach your approach. That's going to help to develop you as an instructor. And if you really like doing it, then do it. I had a barber just recently ask me, I'm ready to give up my shops. I want to go into teaching. I asked him one question. Why you want to give up the shops and go into teaching? He said, because I hate managing people. I said, you don't want to be a teacher then. You don't want to be a teacher. If you want to give up your shops because you're tired of managing people, you definitely don't want to be a teacher. So just some thought. You have to go out and experience it to really understand what it's like to teach. But having a desire is definitely the first step. Eat a barber. I'm going to do the song. We're going to figure this out. AKA saying, love you, man. Appreciate you. CB Photography, I started saying absolutely instead of I know. There's a big difference. This guy just said, as a photographer, I started saying absolutely instead of I know. Because that makes the other person feel like, man, they really care about what I'm saying. Even if you know it. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Makes a big difference. Yeah, I know. You're right. I know. Shut up. Go sit down, little boy. This guy said Kobe's a man. Hey, I love you. Have an amazing day. See you guys at 12:30. And life, and life.